Are you ready to do an exercise? It's not going to hurt, I promise. We're going to talk about following a logical series of steps, okay? Good? Everybody good? Good. Rock it. First things first. Now this is a game. You'll notice that this piece of paper is very, very similar to every other piece of paper that you've ever had in your entire life. It has two sides. It took me a long time to... I'm Australian. Sometimes you just have to point out the obvious, right, Karen? He lost me at syllable. The first time is a game. The second time is when we make this happen, okay? So the first time, let's do this. Now I'm doing it backwards because I come from down under. You guys start from the top, right? At the top of your piece of paper, write down a place. Now here's the rules. Write down a place that has to be hard to get to. It must be impossible. It could be at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. It could be isolated in the middle of a desert. It must be a very, very, very difficult, physical, real place on Earth, on the moon. I don't care which universe you're counting in, right? But write down a place. Very difficult. Now, do one more thing for me. Write down some details. If it's a volcano, tell me how high it is, how hot it is, what's the water temperature, what's the atmosphere, how do you feel, what does it smell like? Please do this. Right? Please do this. Write down some details. Jamie, all are you with me?
I'm trying to find it.
The man has honesty leaking from his pores. A place that is isolated and very difficult to get to. It must be really, really hard for you to win this game. Oh, now you want to win the game. Ah, I see how it works. All right. Everybody good? Got a place? Great. Now, question number 2, just under that place. If you could get there, how would you get there? Do you need a submarine? Do you need a helicopter? Do you need a team of mountain adventurers? Do you need shoes with spikes on? If you could get to this impossibly difficult place, how would you get there? All right, just write it down. I'd need I'm going to catch buy a ticket on the BTS and head on up to Tesco. That's not difficult enough. You're going to win. Right. If you could get there, how would you get there? Everybody good? Mark Laxon, you are a legend. When I thought I knew about video, I met Mark and I went, I'm a dummy. Do you know what? If you're the smartest person in the room, get in a different room. This is the room, boys and girls, because there are geniuses here. Right, number 5. Working backwards, so for you it's number 3. Maths. Who would you need to help you? Real question. Who would you need to help you? All right? Would you need your wife's permission? That's okay, I understand. Would you need a submariner? Would you need a helicopter pilot? Would you need a train engineer? Would you need Mario Brown and his CrossFit legendary status? Right? Who would you need to help you? If you could do it, you're going to need a team, right? Who would you need? Write them down. Not their names, their position and what they do. I need a submariner, I need a helicopter pilot. Physical equipment. What would you need that you don't already have? Would you need a spacesuit? Would you need a submarine? Would you need a fireproof volcano suit? Speak to Nick Howell. Right? What would you need? Write it down. Hey guys, if I'm talking too fast, you guys just need to listen faster. Is that okay? What would you need that you don't already have? Go and get it. What would you need? Right, we're getting close. What knowledge or skill would you need to acquire to get it? Would you need to learn how to breathe underwater? Would you need how to learn how to fight fires? Would you need how to learn how to first aid yourself in the middle of the Amazon? What skills or knowledge specifically would you need, Michael Thomas? What would you need? What skills? I'm just calling you out, man. Keep going. What are you working on? What would you need? What skills would you need? What knowledge would you need? I'm sure there's a PLR course on that. Now I'm getting close. I'm getting real close. Right. This is important. Did I say that clearly enough? This is important. What's the one thing you could do today to facilitate this journey? I'm not asking you to do something that you couldn't. Could you research on Google? Could you go and buy some rope? Could you possibly look up the word vernacular and find out what the heck does it mean? What's something that you could do? Anything. If all you could do is stand up out of your chair and say yippee, then write that down, because that's what you can do. Because here's the reality. There are things that you can do and there are things that you can't do. Willingness comes in a whole different package, but there are things that you can and things that you can't. Has everybody written down something that they can do? Now, what you'll notice very clearly, even for Australians, is that there are 7 numbers on my PowerPoint slide. And I haven't shown you the top one yet, have I? Because I'm going to save that for the real version. Remember I said we're going to play first, and then we're going to get it real? Because I've got to give you guys an incentive, right? Because like you're about to turn over the paper and do this whole thing again, and oh God, I have to count to 7 by myself? Yes, you do. You with me? Alright. I'm going to save number 1. But has everybody got a place that's hard to get to, some equipment that they need, some things, and something that they could do today? Has everybody got it? Turn your papers in. Let's do this for real. Let's do this for real. Let's make something happen. If you're ready, say I'm ready. If you're not here, put your hand up. Ah! Alright. Only the Irish. Only the Irish. Now we're going to do this for real. Can anybody remember what the first thing was on the other slide? Place. Thank you. So, on this piece of paper, because I'm not joking now, I'm actually dead serious. Go back with me. Right. I want you to write down a goal. And in the same way as you did with the place, I want you to put some detail. I want it hard. Make it hard. If getting home in one piece is your goal, speak to Aaron, he has the skills. I love you, man. You make my presentation so easy. Alright. Yvonne, have you got it? Jonathan, have you got it? Ali, have you got it? What a room full of legends. Damn. The billions of dollars in this room is astounding. And I get to call you guys friends. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to stand in this room with you, Art, and with you, Anna, and with you, Stefan, and Chris. I'm so honored to stand in this room and call you guys friends. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really. Has everybody written down a goal? Now, have you put some detail behind it? Don't just tell me it's a Mercedes. Tell me the make, model, color, year, and the stitching on the seats. Give me some detail. Got it, Mosh? Right. If you could, now I'm not saying that you can, because what I asked you to do was write down something hard. And Care Bear doesn't count. I asked you to write down something hard, but if you could get there, if you could, what would you need to do? Just write it down. Would you need to have $1 million launch? Would you need to have a $50,000 a month salary? Would you need to have a team of programmers? Would you need to have, if you could, what would you need? Am I clear? Write it down. Alicia, where's Alicia? Alicia, did she make it back from lunch? Is she okay? I want to hug Alicia because she has made me a lot of money. Guys, if you don't know Alicia Little, find her somewhere in the event. She looks after people like gold, and she's a really good person to get to know. And she runs a wicked cool webinar, so get hold of her. Right, moving on. Do you remember this one? You've got a goal on the piece of your paper, I hope. If you could get there, you know how to do it. Who would you need to help you? If you don't know them by name, write down what they do. Do you need an SEO specialist? Do you need a project leader? Do you need a team member? Do you need a Facebook ads specialist? Do you need a retargeting wizard like Rashbin? Do you need a specific skill set? Write it down. Can you guys see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Can you see where I'm going with this?
Yes.
Because we're about to get real. What you wrote down on that piece of paper is unique to you. And what I'm about to show you should blow your mind. What would you need that you don't already have? Sidebar. The answer is nothing. Now, there may be some physical things you need. You might need a better website. You might need better hosting. You might need a better programming team. But you, guys, pencils down, eyes on me. You already have everything you need right now to achieve that goal. You have everything you need. Don't kid yourself. Because your resourcefulness is your best resource. Anybody heard that before?
Yes.
Your best resource is sitting in the chair with you. You have everything you need to be a human being and reach people and assemble a team and kick some fucking ass. Oh, you know what? You have everything you need. What would you need that you don't already have? If it's physical, go and get it. Declan, you need a new laptop. What knowledge or skill would you need to acquire? Are there things that you wish you knew? Man, there's kids in the room. I'm sorry. I was trying to curse less. You know what? I read somewhere that cursing is a sign of an idle mind. So I'll try and speak mine up a little. Apologies. What knowledge or skill would you need? What do you need to brush up on? What do you need to Google? Where can you find that answer? In this room, possibly. Online, if not. At a library, if not. What do you need? Write down the skills. Do you remember this one? Now, this is going to terrify everybody in the chair, because you're about to realize how small a step you have to take. Right? Do you remember Carey said, focus on getting started, don't focus on finishing the task.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it scares the heck out of you, right? You get overwhelmed. Oh my God, I have to do that? Whoa, no. What's one thing you could do? What's one thing you could do? What's one thing, Alex, that you could do? And the direction you need to take to get there fills you with joy, you are going to get tired quickly. But it's a funny thing. And some unbelievable achievers in this room, maybe you can back me up. Jamie Ola, Mario Brown, right? Maybe you can back me up. When what you're doing brings you so much joy that you can't do it even if you tried, does it make life easier? Right? If what you're doing fills you with so much joy that you just can't stop thinking about it, you just have to do it, right? When you have that amount of joy, it takes a heck of a lot of weight off. Now, I'm not talking about burnout. I'm going to cover that in just a second. I'm not talking about 20-hour days that you can't sustain. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you look yourself in the mirror and you look yourself in the eye and you say to yourself, is this okay? Because if all you do is re-evaluate your direction and ask yourself if there's joy at the end, then I've done my job. If you're with me, say I'm in. All right? I've still got a few people to convince. Are you all right? Yes. Guys, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you filled with joy if you can hit this?
Absolutely.
Are you filled with joy?
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.